electric Type 4 diesel, later to become Class 40, enters the Loon Gorge at Lowfell Station. We join the train to see why this line has always held such a fascination for passengers, as the train threads the gorge. In steam days, locomotives would pick up water here from the Dillicar water troughs, as the track alignment was level as it approached Tibet. Looking back, we see how the railway fitted into the landscape, and then passed through Tibet Station, at that time still a junction for the line to Kirby Stephen and Darlington via Stainmore. The train carries on through Greenholme and on up the climb to Shap Summit. In his cabin at Scout Green, the signalman follows the train's progress. This was an important intermediate signal box on the climb, in the days before multiple aspect signalling, although it should be noted that many of the signals were already colour light ones. The diesels seen here were the first tranche of post-steam motive power on the Shap line. At the time, steam and diesel types were working alongside one another, the diesels being used principally on passenger trains, whilst steam engines saw out their days on freight. Even passenger steam engines were used on freight trains at the end of their careers. This is an LMS Stania Jubilee of Class 5XP, latest 6P, a member of the numerically largest class of LMS express passenger locomotives. It's seen on a train of fitted vans, probably carrying perishable goods. It has just passed through Tibet Station and come to a stand in order to take on banking assistance, in the form of an LMS Class 4 264 tank designed by Fairbairn. These engines were the last pure LMS design, many lasting to the end of steam. The cameraman made a rather swift attempt to show the full length of the train. With an engine at each end, the train restarted, ready for the hard slog up to Shap Summit. The need to stop to pick up the banking engine had to be balanced against the possible benefit of taking a run at the bank, but it was rare for steam freights not to take advantage of assistance. Most steam expresses would make as much steam as possible and get up to as high a speed as possible through the Loon Gorge. This freight, making good progress 3/4 of the way up the climb at Shap Wells, is headed by a Black 5 with another Fairbairn banker. Another English electric Type 4 passes with a passenger train and is followed by one of the post-war Class 7P rebuilds of Fowler's celebrated Class 5X Patriots, number 45526, named Morecambe and Haitian in 1937. These engines were often confused with the rebuilt Royal Scots, as they were fitted with the same boilers and the distinctive curved smoke deflectors and double chimneys of the Royal Scots. The 7P is followed by another of the Class 9F goods engines heading south on Dillicar troughs. Back on the climb, we see a light engine, Class 5, number 45160, a product of Messrs. Armstrong, Whitworth & Co. of Glasgow in 1935. Fairbairn Class 4 tank, number 42110, follows, returning bunker first down the gradient to Tibet after banking another train up to the summit. Back in his cabin, the Scout Green signalman watches a returning banker. Scout Green was one of the favourite locations for railway enthusiasts and photographers in the 1960s. This is a Royal Scot. It's number 46162 Queen's Westminster Rifleman, and it's actually heading a passenger train. The Scot is followed by one of IBAT's ugly but efficient Class 4 Doodlebug 260 Moguls. The engine is working tender first on a train of engineers' wagons, which are probably to be used on the next weekend's ballasting work. The line nearer to the camera shows evidence of recent reballasting. We're still at Scout Green as another Class 6P Jubilee approaches up the grade. This is 45627, named Sierra Leone. The Jubilees were named after colonies and dependencies of the British Empire. It's sobering to think that there were enough of these in the 1930s to name 86 Jubilees. The assisting Fairburn tank bears no markings, so we can't identify it. Our last first-generation diesel is another EE Type 4. The later class numbers were much easier to say.